leading them. Gordon Getzinger, as top assistant coach. Allie Lauren, Sam Greenblatt, Brooke Moody, and Maddie Wanamaker. Has an all-star staff there for sure.
So now we're moving on to the collegiate women's fours. This is the second varsity four, and we have Indiana visiting, racing the Huskies. So out of lane number one, so the right-hand side of your screen is the Indiana crew, and then lane two is Gonzaga. Lane three is Washington, and lane four is the other Washington boat. So we've got the 1V and the 2V in this race.
Yeah, so that A boat or the Huskies four in lane number three is Mimi Randall, Margaret Young, Scout Wilson, Alex Dessart, and Sophie Sands from Rochester, Washington in the bow seat, swinging it along for the Huskies. And one thing you notice there, as we get a quick shot, you can see the name on the side of this Empacher 4 that was just dedicated last night, Colleen Lynch there, one of the first women's varsity coaches for Washington. Mary, we've been celebrating this whole season, 50 years of women's rowing at Washington. You're a huge part of it. Every single athlete of the Washington family on the women's side has been a part of it. What does this 50 years of women's rowing mean for you?
Well, that's a huge question.
Just to throw one at you.
That's a huge question, but obviously it's a huge honor to be a part of such a deep program of knowing what the women before you have done and then just carrying it on or shoving a little farther down the race course, so to speak. But just to be a part of just women who want to come here and do nothing less than their best. And that's the best thing about being a part of this Washington women's tradition.
Well, and it's been going on for so long, for 50 years. So great that the team dedicated the Colleen Lynch. That was the winning boat there in that yellow Empacher that was dedicated last night. You'll see our other dedicated boat coming up in one of the other races here. We've got a good shot now of that Indiana boat having a close race with Gonzaga here. Indiana, Molly Boutwell is your coxswain, Olivia Lubin, Ava Olson, Janiah Hackett, and Chelsea Lindar is the bow seat. So pretty close there. Just a deck there separating Gonzaga and Indiana.
That was a good charge from that Gonzaga crew. They were just trying to get seats, but Indiana always had an answer.
All right, and now we got our second flight of women's varsity fours here. And look at the lead that lane number 3 has. This Husky varsity 4.
They're on fire this season.
They are on fire, undefeated on this season. Great win over California last week. They went down to the Big Ten Invitational and dominated down there as well. The Huskies in that newly dedicated Paula Mitchell, one of the other varsity coach there back when the Huskies first turned varsity for the women here. So there's a great shot of that Husky varsity 4. Really strong. They've been doing awesome all year long. We expect to see more of the same here at the Big Ten Championships coming up in Indianapolis. First year of the Huskies competing in the Big Ten Championships. But here's this varsity 4. Perry McLaughlin's your coxswain there looking out in the bow. Paris Burbine is the stroke seat. Kate Wittard is the 3. Violet Holborough Rosebank is 2. And Mira Calder there in the bow seat. Strong send by this Husky crew.
Mm-hmm. And their job is to make sure that they're just backing each other up. And Perry McLaughlin, who is just laying down into the bow deck, it's just more aerodynamic. It just makes the boat be faster because the coxswains used to sit up into the stern. But she is just telling the crew how many more meters to the line, how many more strokes to go until we maybe raise the stroke rate, the strokes per minute. The coxswain is in charge of the plan, and the rowers are trained to respond.
Yep, and over the line, there's Washington. Big win for the Dogs here. We'll check that unofficial time. There's Indiana looking strong here through the finish line. Here's Indiana, the Hoosiers. Olivia Mencias is the coxswain. Grace Newton, Allison Snyder, Charlotte Rossi, and Yale Kaiser in the bow there for Indiana coming across the line. Solid race by Indiana. Had Seattle U and another Husky crew finishing up that flight. We were back on the water looking down